Well, folks, here it is. After posting the quick firing demo, just kind of showing off that this thing is on the bench again, I was pounded with requests saying, when are we going to get another build log? As if there was a whole lot of this going on in the background somewhere. This, honestly, until the night before last, had not been taken off the wall since the last build log. So this hasn't been like a whole lot of stuff going on in the meantime. This was me getting a weird spark of inspiration and pulling it off the wall and going crazy with it and getting a whole lot done in a single night. So while a lot of time has passed, it's not been productive time. So what did I do during that time? For one thing, I rewired, or actually added wiring. I had not yet set up switches for the new Thunderhawk section. So I have two switches on a single trigger. When you pull the trigger a little bit, it releases one switch and revs it, pull it all the way back, and it fires. So I had to do all the wiring, and it'd been a long time since I did a full 3-switch auto rewire, so that was a bit of an adventure. And the main thing is the nose job. I was not happy with the front end of the thing. I didn't like how squished it was and tall. It kind of looked like one of those squash-faced dogs that I don't like. No offense to people who like squash-faced dogs. For one thing, I was having a hard time. I wanted to pull it up a little higher because the front end kind of hung down quite a ways. It needed to meet the halfway or the axis of the rotation on the cylinder, but I didn't want to have it stick down much further than it needed to. I also wanted to add some kind of foregrip because the big boxiness of the existing front end just wasn't cutting it for me. And I had seen, because I had gotten a Thunderhawk a while back and was cutting on it, and I thought, that would be good for something like this. And I'd pictured it, but I hadn't really done any cutting on it yet. But I was amazed to find out that once you start cutting, the bottom of the Thunderhawk is the same darn width as the top of the Mastodon here. This is almost perfect. I think there's just a slight bevel right here, which will be a natural break at this line here. Then this line here helps this line match up. Right there, I think that's slightly crooked, but this was all done in the middle of the night, literally. The time of recording of the test firing video was about 3 o'clock in the morning after working on it all night. So it's not perfect, it's not ready to glue into place for keeps. This was just basically all test fitting and seeing how it was going to work and if I liked it or not. But yeah, this lines up here pretty well. Also have this line here that comes back. That's going to look real nice. This area isn't finalized. I'm going to take the bottom part of the original bulged out area and move it up, so this will have a natural break here and then taper in, hopefully right above the top of this grip, and I'll end up with kind of a nice little area here, which shouldn't be too weird. Should be able to make that look all right. And this Vagabond pump grip looks darn nice with the Thunderhawk's grip. It has the same kind of these thick ribs, kind of boxy ribs on it, as well as you won't be able to tell in the camera, I'm sure. Well, it kind of, if you see the light, this kind of a texture pattern molded into the plastic is similar enough to the white. Now the white might be tricky, trying to get the light on there. But there's that same kind of hex pattern texture. I'll add a picture or something. If you can kind of tell. Anyway, the pattern on the grip matches the pattern on the grip, which is going to be nice when they're all the same color. Not all the same color, but when it's painted up to look nice and everything. Gonna fill in this hole here. This is where the original carry handle was for the Mastodon. I'm gonna fill this, I think, just fill over it. But I still want to add some kind of handle to the side, because while it feels incredible to shoulder up and just feel like you're just gonna decimate everybody on the planet, which I do have to say, there's nothing really cooler that I can think of besides holding this thing out in front of you like a pistol and firing it. Because the thing is about the size of a small horse, and moves around about as much, and so yeah, just that feeling of just like, it's something else. It's something else. Just really makes this a fun blaster. The barrel is out of a Centurion, and it's just cut down to length, and the tube, the faux barrel, actually fits into, is the same diameter as the original Mastodon's barrel tube, so it's just a slit fit into the mouth of the flywheel cage. I want to add something to secure it for keeps. Right now it's just kind of friction fit with just a little bit of hot glue to keep it in place. Like I said, this is all still test fitted and everything. This is more of a proof of concept kind of thing. This isn't like, this is where it's going to be. This is called, I just want to see if this look even works right, or if I need to shorten it up a little bit, or try to push it out a little bit, or, what have you. One of the other issues, a lot of people keep asking me, am I going to fill the Mega, or put plexiglass or something in it? And what I'm going to do, actually, because the Mega script, whatever you want to call it, is a separate piece. And so I took and I cut the individual pieces out, because it was a single chunk. I cut them out, and what I'm going to do, because there's different layers, or different levels, I guess, of the shell, where this section is a little bit not as deep as this down here. Well, the Mega portion was all consistent all the way across, and so it kind of stuck out in some spots. So what I'm going to do is, like this piece here, used to stick out kind of far like that, hung out a little ways. Well, I'm just going to push it in flush like that, and glue it into place and putty it over it. And then in these areas here where it's all kind of weird, I'm just going to do the best I can. I'm going to do some cutting and try to make it replicate the lines here, where this kind of comes down, over, up, and back. I'm going to do the same kind of thing where it comes down, over, up, and back. So it's going to be kind of tricky, but I'm not quite as concerned with that, because that is just a matter of doing it. It's not a matter of artistic, whatever-ness, as far as where the rest of this, you have to think, how am I going to do it? This is just a matter of, like, I know what I need to do, I just don't want to do it because it's going to be a pain in the neck. Still need to do a little filling here in this area, just to kind of blend this section in. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that. I was talking and showing pictures to Alice Coatduck, who was also up way too late that night working on another project of hers, and she said, boy, how cool would that be if you could have the cylinder removable for hot swaps. And I said, well, that would be super neat, because I have 3 more of these in a bin that I'm going to work on as well, and I know at least one of them is going to get a magazine well integrated in, so I will have at least one drum, and if something happens and I need several drums, we kind of joked about the idea of having a tank killer HVZ loadout, where you just have this and a backpack full of cylinders, so you'd have like 100 or so shots full auto to be able to swap in real quick. However, the way the rotation mech works on the Mastodon, it would be a pain in the neck to have it be swappable without a whole lot of work, and in fact I'm not sure quite how that would work, just with the detent clutch thing and all that. It would be fun, and it's cool to talk about, but I don't think it's going to happen. But then again, it's also been a long time since I worked on this at all, and I did a whole lot of new stuff, so I could just get a weird itch in the middle of the night and say, you know what, I'm just going to cut that sucker up, and we're going to have swappable cylinders. So that might happen. I doubt it, but hey, you never know, really. I mean, like I said, with what happened in one night with this, it's hard to say. But you know what? Oh, I got the chronograph here. Well, it's still all wired up and everything. Let's just put a couple shots over, just because I'm honestly curious how hard this thing hits, because it hits hard because these Mega AccuFakes are a very heavy and solid head, and so they do thump really good, but I'm not sure what the actual velocity is, so hang on a second. Stand by. Well, apparently my battery is Kaputsky, because that's hitting like 30 FPS, and I know it should be hitting a lot harder than that, because it was hitting a lot harder than that yesterday. So I guess I need to get the batteries on the charger and then try again. But I'm not too concerned with performance quite yet, because the main project is making this thing look awesome, and we're getting pretty darn close, I think. I'm really happy with the lines. I do need to fill in this whole area here. I was going to do some kind of battery access, because the battery fits real nice there, but I got the whole giant, door big enough here to fit a Volkswagen in, so that might just get filled. Maybe a little voltmeter or something up in here, and then some kind of smooth pan. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the plan is there. Like I said, I'm still working on kind of the silhouette and the feel of it. So, but I just wanted to give everybody a nice, more hands-on update on kind of how things are looking right now, because there's a high demand after that little test video. So hopefully this whets your appetite enough that you want to come back for more later. And who knows? This might just sit on the wall again for another several months. You never know. But hey, that's where we're at right now, and we'll see you guys later.